What it do, good people? It's your man Animal Brown. You should know what this is. With that being said, the only hip hop debate show where you get points for your takes. All right, I'm your host. I've also got two of my folks in here with me, Press Play Jones and Spike Lou. I hope they are ready for a battle. We've got 5 questions. You get a point if you win the debate. Whoever has the most points at the end wins the game. That's how simple it is, all right? Now, let's start with the first question today. Quality control. QC Records has been on fire with the drops lately, okay? We've got releases this year from Migos, Yachty, Quavo. They had a compilation album late last year. They're dropping left and right, okay? Now, with upcoming solo releases from the solo members of Migos, Lou, is Quality Control the new Cash Money, the new No Limit? Are they making big moves like they did back in the 90s?
I don't think that the impact is the same when the artists drop. Just because of the streaming era, you don't have the same buzz around the artists. But the influx of artists coming out of QC, it's a good trend. It's cool if they want to go on the No Limit run or the Cash Money run. I think they got to flood the market a little bit more and have a little bit more presence in the market. Like you had a Quavo album that came out, the people receptive of it was lukewarm at best. When you're thinking back to No Limit and Cash Money rollouts, every time that an artist was to drop, they got a buzz around it just because it was Cash Money or just because it had the tank on the back of it and executive produced by Master P. I don't think that QC is at that level yet, but it's the closest thing that we have today.
Okay, is quantity over quality the way to go, Jones?
I'm always going to go with quality over quantity, but yeah, I definitely agree with him that QC is the closest thing that we got to Cash Money. I'm not going to say it's quite Cash Money. Cash Money built its own buzz and was going, and you know, it was supported by drug money, just like QC's supported by drug money.
Whoa, allegedly, guys. Allegedly. There we go.
Allegedly. I'm just being straight up. No, but the run, like, they don't have the same run that Cash Money has, but I mean, they're moving towards that direction. So yeah, I agree that it's closest thing we got to Cash Money. So yeah. So
they are dropping multiple projects in a year. Will anybody ever duplicate what No Limit did in the 90s by dropping almost every other week, sometimes every week, Lou? Is that even possible?
It is possible. I think that, and to take it back, even beyond what you're saying as far as the consistency of the drop, I think it's the lure behind the artist. You got so much access now to, like you always see Quavo, you always see Offset with Cardi or whatever it may be. Back then, when you had Juvenile and you had Turk and you had Wayne coming out, you didn't have a lot of access. You'd have a source interview when their album got ready to come out, and you have a press run. Now you see them all the time on their Instagrams, on their YouTube pages. They're doing podcasts and they're doing everything under the sun. So when they drop, you're like, oh, okay, that's a Quavo album. I listened to it for a couple of days and it's out of there. So they can't maintain that same place in the market that Cash Money or No Limit could when they were coming out once a week, because you were more interested in what was surrounding the album, as opposed to now it's just a couple songs that one of your favorite people has put out.
Jones, he killed you on that round. I'm not gonna lie. I listen.
That's all good.
That's all. Hey, no, that's okay. Everybody takes L's every once in a while. Lou, I got to give him the point for that. He's absolutely right. We have access to these artists 24/7 now, so it's no big deal. It was an event when a Cash Money album came out, and it was an event when a No Limit album came out. Even if it was a weekly event, they made it like it was a TV show and you just had to watch. So yes, that's very hard to duplicate in our social media era. All right, next up, another QC affiliate, Cardi B, dropped her single Money. Same producer as Bodak Yellow. Some people have complained that maybe it's a little too similar in sound. Jones, is it too close for comfort for you, Money and Bodak Yellow?
I like Cardi. She's dope. But I have to say that if you listen to the song, it sounds way too close to Bees in the Trap.
Oh.
If you gotta listen,
okay.
Dang, it got the same melody and everything. And I'm just shocked nobody has picked up on this yet. So I don't blame her per se. I mean, because she don't really write her raps and stuff.
Shots fired.
But I blame the producer. Unfortunately, sorry, Jay White. Should did your homework a little bit.
Jeez, Lou. Okay, now we have a new song in the bunch, Bees in the Trap. Is it too similar to either one, Bodak Yellow or Bees in the Trap?
I feel like that, yes, it is similar to those, but there's nothing taken away from that because, like she said, in like the era that we're in, Cardi B is an entertainer. Like, we're not expecting her to go in there and bar anybody down. So if it does sound like Bees in the Trap worked. Bodak Yellow worked, and that's what you got to give to Cardi as far as her to be an artist. Known formulas that are gonna work. So I wouldn't be mad if she came out with Bodak Yellow too. As long as the lyrics were new, I think that people are gonna consume Cardi because it goes back to what we're saying. People love the image of her. Like even Jones said before she started, I like Cardi. Everybody likes Cardi, and they ain't necessarily here for just the music. They're here to see her success.
My thing, sorry for cutting you off, but my thing is you can't do something that Nicki was on. Like if it was any other, like the song is cool. Like Bees in the Trap, I like Bees in the Trap better than I like this song. This song is cool, but if it was a independent artist putting this song out, it would get no play. It wouldn't. It's only getting played because it's Cardi B. Like, and it's a good song, but it's okay. It's not a hit to me.
Not a smash.
It's just familiar. And it's way too close to Bees in the Trap, and you just can't do it like that because it's too close to Nicki. They got too much beef for her to, and they can't even do she can't even do a real diss record on Nicki because she don't write her stuff.
Is it maybe that was purposely done? Maybe she slick throwing shots at Nicki on the low. You ever think about that?
I thought about it, but it's not hard enough to do that. She couldn't come out straight and say that, oh, this is kind of a diss towards Nicki. No, it's not.
Lou, could Cardi B write a diss track and it be dope?
Yes, she could. I think that she know
Somebody
how to talk.
else
She
could
know how to
write
talk
it.
her shit. And if she didn't write it, somebody else would write it good enough for her. Where it's effective. I ain't gonna say whether it would be dope or not, but I do think that even if she penned it herself and didn't use writers, it would be effective because Cardi B is a genuine person. That's why people like her. So if she's coming to someone who I feel like she genuinely doesn't like, Nicki, she gonna write a genuine diss record that's gonna get a lot of plays and it's gonna sound good.
Cardi B came up on Nicki in them streets though. I don't know how worried she is about writing a diss
Now,
track.
I don't know about words, but those fists probably would have got Nicki. But those words not gonna get Nicki.
Fair enough. All right, man, I got to get this one to Jones. Now, every time I hear this song, I'm going to hear Bees in the Trap. Damn, that was a good one. I didn't see that one coming. I got to get that to her. It's 1-up going into this third topic. You know how we get down: good look, bad look, no look for the third topic. All right, my question is, a lot of these new school artists are joining with the old school artists to make collab albums. Now, last year, it was the year of collab albums. We had a ton of them. People were slick over that. This year, they switched it up. We've got Styles P and Dave East. We've got Juice WRLD and Future. Are you here, Lou, for the old school, new school mashup projects?
Not really. I'm not here for a Future Juice WRLD. I'm not here for a Styles P and Dave East, and mostly because it's usually one-sided for one of the artists. In Styles P and Dave East instance, Dave East really doesn't get anything from this. It's time for Dave East to break out his shell and kill the "I'm trying to be a lyricist" of the 2010s. That's not gonna work. He needs to do something that's gonna get him popping out here in these streets. And as far as the Juice WRLD and Future, Juice WRLD was popping anyway. It's a way for Future to stay relevant. So like I said, it's usually not both parties bringing something to the table that you had similar to maybe a Drake and Future. So in that sense of it, I don't like the collab albums with the older and newer guys because you don't get an equal effort.
Jones, are you here for the old school, new school mashup?
I'm here for the mashup. I'm not sure if I'm here for the full album, like a song or something with them, like, you know, how Snoop did with Lil Duval, like Foxy Brown and Nicki Minaj. Like, I like old school with new school, so I think it's dope as long as it's not a full album.
Yeah, I'm with you. We don't need 13 tracks, but to Lou's point, the albums usually take on the identity of one or the other. And if that identity is taken over by someone that you're not a fan of, then you're probably not going to like the project. However, I am here for the collab singles though. Jones, that's a point, because I like when they do that, but then sometimes they get into the studio, they get excited, They get a little drinks flowing, smoke in the air, and they think that they can do this times 13, and they get out of control and put a project out. So yes, you are 100% correct. Solo songs, here for whole project, we good on that. All right, last topic. Speaking of Juice WRLD and Future, the name of that project, World on Drugs, is the complete opposite of what we got earlier this year from J. Cole, KOD. Now, what he did was kind of talk about the drug culture and what some of those issues are with it being big and popular music. From that, we saw a lot of people putting down the lean cup, you know, especially after people like Pete passed away. The tide was turning a little bit with the drug talk. Now with this new project, it's kind of being the polar opposite of that. Lou, is this effect on this collab project gonna undo what J. Cole had did with his KOD?
No, I think you got two different fan bases that are consuming this music. If you're listening to Future and consuming that Juice WRLD, you're really not that worried about the KOD or J. Cole's lane of music. So as far as it influencing one or the other, I don't think it will, because they're two totally separate sides.
Okay. Jones, is this going to be a problem, the drug rap?
No, I don't think it's going to be a problem. It's always artists out there that's trying to do better for the society, and it's always artists that's trying to bring down society. So, I mean, it's just like TLC Unpretty and Waterfalls versus a Tupac and Biggie song. Like, you know, sometimes it could be good, sometimes it could be bad. You're not going to expect Future to come out with something that is going to represent the community in a good way. I don't see him doing anything like that. But J. Cole, I give him mad respect for trying to change society and change the world, because most of the kids now are nothing but followers, unfortunately, and they do what they hear.
Knowing that most of the people are followers, if you were managing a Future and he asked you, hey, I want to come out with this project with Juice WRLD and called it World on Drugs, and I want the cover to be a lean cup poured all over the globe, would you have advised him to go and do that because that's his lane? Or would you think about the kids that are followers and say, nah, that's probably not the move?
I mean, if I was managing him, I would probably try to advise a different type of cover, but you know, the label has the last say, so I probably wouldn't have much control over it.
Lou, if Future was your homeboy and he asked you for advice, would you tell him to run with it, or was it time to kind of switch up the content?
I'm gonna tell him to run with it, do what make him money. I mean, he only has so long that he's gonna be relevant in this game, so I don't think Future's the type of act that's gonna be able to go against the grain or go against the curve, and people that say, hey, Future's doing this, so let's everybody pay attention to this. Now, he would just look weird to stop doing it now just because someone told him to.
I feel like, man, artists can grow and evolve, and to me it looks weird that he's still doing the same thing that he was doing maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, as opposed to people around him like a T.I. doing an Us or Else, or like a Jeezy with the Martin Luther King cover on his project. You can grow and do other things.
Those people have fallen off significantly as artists, though, and Future has maintained his status is where he is.
That is very true.
Because he has not changed.
Fair enough. Somewhere people are still buying it.
I think Future doesn't have as big of a fan base as he used to have. I mean, he's kind of on the decline. He's not at his peak anymore. So
I do agree that his peak has passed, but if you compare it to a Jeezy and a T.I. who tried different things more,
but they've had way more years in the industry than Future, so he's like, I mean, God, what song was that by T.I.? I forgot.
If you're doing the church in the streets, I think, like, if we expecting the church in the streets from Future, you want to talk about fall off. His fan base would hit the floor.
I just think he could kind of slow down a little bit on the drugs and the alcohol. I mean, he do have kids.
That's true. He's got a lot of them. Responsible Jones today in the building. That's not going to be enough, though. Lou challenged the host and actually won. I got to give him 2 points for that because he made a very good point.
2?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Get 2 points here.
Hey, listen. He just challenged the host and made a very good point. If he did a church in the streets, I would fall on the floor. It would look stupid and silly.
Snoop did it, and he did.
He did a gospel album. That's true. Snoop has gray hair in his dreads.
Snoop killed it.
Snoop got the years in, like you said.
That's true. If Future, when he gets gray hair in his dreads, I'll expect a gospel album from Future too. I'm not gonna lie. I can see that. Got to give Lou the point, the very rare 2-point round. Therefore, he takes the game. I am Spike Lou. What do you have to say for the people?
Yo, follow me on all social media. I am Spike Lou. Appreciate you checking out the show. Come back next week.
Yeah, there it is. He just took my comeback next week line. All right, for Spike Lou and Press Play Jones, I am Animal Brown. We'll see y'all next time. Peace.